Jack, good to talk to you again, and congratulations on another win at Rockingham. It was looked to be a kind of a weird weekend for you. Very quick in qualifying, but a few issues off the line in a couple of the races. But you got that nice win at the end, which made it all worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely. I think Rockingham was a emotional roller coaster. Really experienced the highs and lows in what was effectively 2 days. We sort of went from feeling really happy and positive after qualifying to having not a great first race, which sort of brought us back to reality quite quickly. And then, yeah, I mean, race two sort of was a good step in the right direction. So we were a bit more happy again after that. And then obviously after winning by such a big margin and sort of dominating the third race, we were back onto that sort of cloud nine feeling. So yeah, emotional roller coaster, but ended on the positive way.
Yeah, Jack, just tell us. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but interested to see how many people are having difficulty getting off the line in F3 this year. We see it quite a lot in Euro F3 as well. Just tell us exactly what happened off the line in that first race.
Well, basically, I think what happened was they held us on the line for quite a long time. I mean, usually what happens is the 5 second board comes out, and then it comes in, then straight away the lights are on, and then there's a period between 3 and 7 seconds where they can go off. Where this time the lights took a long time to even come on, so I think there might have been me burning the clutch out a little bit. So when it came time to actually make the start, I wasn't applying. I thought I was, but I wasn't applying any clutch pressure. So as I released the brake, I sort of still stood still. I didn't really move very quickly. So I think that was the issue. I mean, I think we've made good starts all year, really. So it's not like we've got a massive issue on starts. It's just starting on pole, we had a really bad one, and when you start near the front, it's quite obvious. So yeah, I think something still to work on, because I think we've nailed qualifying. I think our speed in qualifying is really good. Just need to make sure we get off the line, because at the moment we've sort of done 60% of the hard work getting ourselves on pole. The final bit is just making sure we get off the line a little bit better, and we showed that we can get off the line in race three. So it's not like we just struggle all the time. We just need to make sure we sort of replicate them good starts all the time, I think, basically.
Yeah, as I say, I don't want to dwell on it at all. I just think it's quite interesting, really, for the fans to understand how difficult it is sometimes to get the cars off the line. And it is something we're seeing quite a lot of problems, that is, in Formula 3 and also GP3. A lot of jump starts in GP3 this year. But just going back to F3, you mentioned the brake. One of the things that is intriguing about Formula 3 is that you have a handbrake system on the car as well.
Yeah.
Now, how
Yeah,
often, how often do you use that all the time, or do you use that only when the car potentially is going to be rolling?
we literally only use the handbrake at the start, and it's exactly like you just said. It's to be able to load the clutch more without rolling. I mean, when I did former BMW Europe, it was quite a standard thing to be covering all three pedals with 2 feet. So with your left foot, you'd be at the biting point with the clutch. Your right heel be on the stem of the brake, and then your right sort of toes would be on the accelerator pedal. We're quite lucky in Formula 3 where we have a handbrake system, so we can be left foot just on the biting point and the clutch, and then the right foot just fully on the throttle. So the handbrake is quite a useful tool to have, for sure. Honest, I think the reason they do it is because we still have three pedals. I mean, even GP3, the clutch is on the steering wheel, so I think they could use both feet at the start as well. So they could be on the brake, on the throttle, and then use their hands to release the clutch. So I think it's a little bit different because we still have a three pedal system. But yeah, it is interesting how it's not used any. It's only basically in Formula 3, in single seater racing anyway.
Second race, as you say, a very good P3 there, good recovery, and then everything just came right for that third race at Rockingham, right back to where you started the year, really, at Alton Park.
Yeah, massively. I think the way I sort of looked at the season across the year, I mean, I think Poe was quite a big disappointment, but I think it sort of highlighted the fact it's so competitive this year. We came away from qualifying saying, well, okay, we didn't qualify on pole because we didn't make the most of our car. And I think that was sort of the biggest disappointment because I think that's what we've been so good at.
Hmm.
And I think we went back to Rockingham again in qualifying. We, did the job nicely, and we really did. We pushed hard. We had a comfortable, not comfortable, we had a reasonable gap to the others. So again, I think it shows how competitive this year is. To qualify on pole, you need to have your car working well at, the important times. I think race 2 was a good step back in the direction. I think my teammates were on their fresher tyres for that race. So even our pace compared to them was still looking really good, and I felt like we could achieve a good result in the third one. And if you're starting on pole, you obviously have that expectation of wanting to win.
The season's well underway. Carlin, massive involvement. I'd be interested to know if perhaps we should count it up, how many individual cars they're running if you take their total racing platform for 2012.
Yeah.
How many guys are racing with Carlin this year?
Well, they've got 6 F3 cars in total, 3 GP3 cars, 2 World Series and 2 GP2 cars. So it's a very busy schedule for them. I think credit where credit's due. The team have worked massively hard in preparation from Pau to the Rockingham test, from the Rockingham test to the Rockingham race. Because I think it would be fair to say, Fortec have looked really strong and probably have had a stronger car than we have. But I think after the performance at Rockingham, I don't think you can say that. The team have worked really hard to get us back where we need to be. We're going to keep working hard, but I think the team deserve massive credit because I think recently a few people have said that they're stretched quite thin, but I think they still have the resources and the best people to do the jobs. And I think us sort of having such a dominant weekend as a team, winning all 3 races, I think really shows that. And the team deserve massive credit for being able to give us all a competitive car in which to win in.
Jack, again, great to talk to you, and very best of luck upcoming races, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate.